Hello, Mr. Auger. Let's start with the basics. What is zero waste and why is it important in the fashion industry?
Zero waste to me is we have different scope. For the small scope, we have waste and then we make sure that they are recycled and managed. But if you looked at for the whole supply chain, from the production of upstream to make it into for example, a plastic bag, and then you use the plastic bag and you recycle the plastic bag, and then finally you make sure that those pellets be turned into a plastic bag again and reuse it again. So it's completely like it's a very broad field from the small scope to the much bigger scope. To me, zero waste is a great way to start individually, also for the businesses, in terms of energy efficiency, in terms of sustainability. It's also save cost businesses as well. Yeah, that's from my perspective is.
Okay, so from your perspective on energy efficiency, what challenges do we face in achieving it?
I mean, there are a lot of challenges, right? So if you talk about zero waste, you also have to talk about like carbon footprint, also like managing the waste, also sorting the waste. I think for the developing country, the sorting and segregation is the harder part to make it happen because the knowledge is not there. Infrastructure is also not there as well, segregate it and then recycle it. So many of the waste go to landfill and there is no knowledge or facility to make sure that this thing can happen. So even in like very developed country like Germany or in South Korea, they have to sort really like thoroughly, but still like the recovery rate is still around 50%. So there are half of the waste that you cannot manage and recycle. So it's still a challenging matter, but technology is improving. People are also getting more education, so it will improve over time.
Okay, next, what are the main sources of energy efficiency in the textile and fashion productions?
For textile, I mean, it's the very energy heavy industry because you have to use a lot of water for production, also from sourcing production, also like ironing, cutting, and lighting, heating. So a lot of process involved. And one way is using renewable energy. You instead of using a normal energy perspective, you can use more renewable energy, and you can make sure like for example lighting, because you have to be well lit in the area. You can make sure that the lighting is using like LED light bulb, energy efficient light bulb. For the heating part, you can also make sure that there are way like you can use boiler, but in a much cheaper way. You can also use the solar to boil the water as well. So using the solar energy, and also installing a solar panel on site. So many of the energy can come from the not from the grid, but also from the on-site. And you can also use like battery technology as well, and these technologies are getting better. I mean, looked at electric car, right? I mean, 10 years ago, electric cars were like you see it in very few areas, but now it's everywhere. Its panel was also quite expensive. Now it's cheaper. Though the maximum efficiency rate was for the panel was 20%, but now it's increasing to 30-40%. The prices are becoming cheaper and lighter. We are also improving the recycling technology, so we can also use this like latest and greatest technology. Yeah. So energy efficiency, it has to go to the very detailed step and make sure that the management and the team is participating and actively engaging to make it happen.
How can brand balance profitability with sustainability in energy used, carbon reductions, and waste management?
I mean, balance is the right word, right? Sustainability is very important. It's also a way to brand your product or service. It's also a way to differentiate from the other product out there. But you cannot do greenwashing. You have to be the real sustainability. When you talk about sustainability, business sustainability is also important. As a business, you need to be profitable as well. So the right balance of becoming profitable and reaching out to the more customers are also increasingly aware of what's going on with their product. They want to be a conscious consumer. They want to vote with their purchasing power. So the right balance is very important. So I always say that quality is more important than quantity. Maybe for some cases, not right now, but at the end of the day, we all have to aim for the quality. So if you are producing a quality material in from the textile industry, and you're not producing for like one time off. So as then you if the product is well liked and loved by many customers, you achieve your balance of profitability and sustainability.
The last question is what would you like to add more for achieving zero waste practices in the fashion and textile industry?
The sector is very intense, labor intense industry. For zero waste, you have to start from the sourcing, because when you make a cloth, you have to cut multiple layer, and so those cut area normally you have to throw away. So polyester is just plastic. You need to you can maybe find a way to recycle it, but if it is the mixed item, it's very hard to recycle it or to reuse it again. What you can do is you can maybe find small pieces and make it and compile it together as a designer item, but the volume is still very small. We are talking about millions or tens of textile waste coming from the production line. So beyond production line, people use it, right? And then when you get old, when the clothing get old, you have to you usually throw away also. This become a waste. So how do we manage those items and make sure that they are going to the right place? Many of them will eventually end in a landfill or incinerator. So what are the technology that we can apply to make sure that they can be reused or again? So, but I can compare a very good example. If you looked at the plastic industry, it's already well set, right? PET, HDPE, but in the clothing, it's not. A lot of materials are going to the clothing because of the price, because of the purpose, because of the vision. So we have to have a standard eventually to make sure that these products are recycled and managed, because you have to start from the production and production of the cloth to meet to the end of the life cycle. You have to think about the end of the life cycle product. So life cycle management for any product, and there has to be laws as well from the government, an international agreement. But laws in one country doesn't apply much these days. It's a global supply chain phenomenon. So we have to have a multiple holistic approach to make it into a more positive outcome.
Okay, that's a great explanation from Mr. Olga. The more people know, the more likely they are to take actions. Thank you so much for your answer.